Hi everyone, it's LaShonda from Labors of Love with another Therapy Thursday video. Today I wanted to just talk to you all about mirror neurons. I find mirror neurons to be extremely fascinating, and I thought just giving you a little bit of information about what they are, how they work, and kind of the intricate nature of social interaction based on this particular neuron. It would help people to kind of understand some experiences that they have, but also maybe give us some insight when we are having communications with other people that are written. So I'll start by saying a mirror neuron or mirror neurons are neurons inside of our brain that fires when we act and when we observe someone acting in the same way. So allow me to use smiling as an example. If you've ever heard someone say, smiles are contagious, or, you should really smile at someone, it could really brighten up their day. Well, let's talk a little bit about how that works. So if I'm walking down the street and someone smiles at me, or if someone is smiling, even if they're not directly looking at me and smiling, but it definitely helps, but they're smiling, my mirror neurons will fire, picking up on that smile, and it will essentially simulate in my brain neural activity associated with smiling. So as all this brain activity is going on, I'm starting to experience the feelings and the things and the experiences I've had associated with smiling. And so, yeah, I start to feel a little better. I kind of know what that person is feeling, and I don't have to guess. I wonder what their experience is because there are all these things associated with smiling. Conversely, if you've ever been around a person who is angry, they don't have to be angry with you per se, but you witness their anger, you see it, and all of a sudden you kind of get lockjaw. You start clenching your fist, and you start to experience anger. Not because something has personally happened to you, but because your mirror neurons are firing based on the grimace or the action or the body language and posture that person has assumed. And so all the brain activity that starts to happen in your head are connecting to things associated with those postures, those facial expressions, those tone of voices, and you start to get angry as well. It can happen being around someone who's anxious. It can happen being around someone who's depressed, because mirror neurons are a huge factor in our social interactions. Many of us mistakenly believe that a lot or most of our communication is verbal. Quite the contrary. So much of our communication with one another is nonverbal. It is our facial expressions. It's our body language. It is our posture. It's tone of voice. All of these things that we do nonverbally, mirror neurons are picking up on that, and it starts to take us through this process of what that person is feeling and all the things that are associated with it, and we start to feel the same way. It's why you can be around a person who's upbeat and happy and you start to feel better. But you can also be around somebody who is very lethargic and depressed and sad, and you start to feel that as well. So one, I thought it would be helpful to talk to you and introduce you to mirror neurons, just so you have heard the term and know how they work, but also underscore why written communication is so tough. I am constantly seeing via social media, whether it's a post someone makes or a response to a post or comment, text messages, emails, where people are communicating in writing and the other person doesn't know how that person intends that written communication. See, when we can't see someone, our mirror neurons can't fire. And because our brain's primary responsibilities are to keep us alive, keep us safe, and help us avoid pain, it will err on the side of negative when reading the tone or the intention or emotion that is behind written communication. It's why oftentimes we can read something like, well, what did they mean by that? Well, why did they say that? And what do they mean? It's because if we were face to face having the conversation, my mirror neurons would clue me in into what you were experiencing and what your intentions were. But because it's in an email, I don't have that support. And my brain is saying, we got to survive. So we will err to the side that this person is having maybe a negative intention or that we need to protect ourselves. So I wanted to provide that because so often I see so many very interesting and very passionate debates happening on social media, and nothing is getting resolved. No minds are being changed. No empathy is being grown, because when we find ourselves in survival mode, we're below the empathy center in our brain. So when you're in fight or flight and you're arguing your way through something on social media, at that point, it's a different part of your brain, and empathy is not activated. And when we are attacking other people for their beliefs and they get in survival mode, their empathy center is not active either. And without empathy, we can't make the changes we want to see in the world. So I just wanted to offer that for you all today. If you're struggling with trusting people based on experiences you've had in the past and find it difficult to trust the intentions of others, or that they think that people really are out to get you, Labors of Love would definitely love to walk alongside you on that journey. You can reach out to us at www.thelaborsoflove.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next week, be well.